Aristotle 384 BCE. A life that taught humanity how to think. Book Introduction. In the year 384 BCE, in the small town of Stagira in ancient Greece, a child was born who would quietly reshape the way human beings understand logic, ethics, science, politics, and reality itself. His name was Aristotle. Unlike conquerors who changed the world with armies or kings who ruled through power, Aristotle transformed civilization using something far more enduring: thought. This book exists because nearly every modern system of knowledge, from biology to political theory, from moral philosophy to scientific method, still carries Aristotle's fingerprints. When we ask what is truth, when we debate what makes a good life, when we investigate how knowledge is formed, we are, knowingly or not, continuing a conversation Aristotle began over 2,300 years ago. Why does Aristotle still matter today? Because he did not seek abstract wisdom alone. He wanted useful knowledge that could guide how people live, govern, reason, and flourish. He believed philosophy should not float above life but walk beside it. This book unfolds how Aristotle became Aristotle, how his ideas were formed, and why they still shape classrooms, courts, laboratories, and ethical debates in the modern world. Suspense lies not in dramatic battles but in a deeper question. How did one human mind manage to organize reality itself into a system we still use today? Let us begin where every great thinker begins, not with certainty but with curiosity. Chapter 1: The Making of a Mind, Aristotle's Early Life and Education. Aristotle was born into a world where knowledge was sacred, but also fragile. His father Nicomachus served as a court physician to the Macedonian royal family. This detail is crucial. From an early age, Aristotle was exposed not only to philosophy, but to medicine, observation, anatomy, and cause and effect reasoning. Unlike many philosophers who grew up surrounded by abstract ideas alone, Aristotle learned early that truth could be examined through nature itself. When Aristotle was still young, both of his parents died. Orphaned, he was sent to Athens, the intellectual heart of the Greek world. At just 17 years old, he entered Plato's academy, the most prestigious philosophical institution of the time. Plato believed reality existed beyond the physical world in perfect, eternal forms. Aristotle respected Plato deeply, yet even as a student, he questioned him. Where Plato trusted pure reason, Aristotle trusted experience. Where Plato looked upward to ideals, Aristotle looked outward to the world around him. For nearly 20 years, Aristotle studied, taught, and debated at the academy. He absorbed logic, metaphysics, ethics, and political theory, but he also quietly began constructing something new: a philosophy grounded in observation and classification. After Plato's death, Aristotle left Athens. He traveled widely studying plants, animals, and political systems. Eventually, he became tutor to a young prince named Alexander, who would later be known as Alexander the Great. Aristotle taught him ethics, rhetoric, science, and leadership, shaping not only a mind but an empire. This chapter reveals a crucial truth: Aristotle did not emerge fully formed. His genius was forged through dialogue, disagreement, and disciplined curiosity. Chapter 2: Organizing Reality, Aristotle's Philosophy of Knowledge and Science. If Plato dreamed of perfect worlds, Aristotle built a map of the real one. Aristotle believed that knowledge begins with sense perception. We see, hear, touch, and observe, and from these experiences the mind extracts patterns. This was revolutionary. Aristotle essentially laid the foundation for what we now call the scientific method. He introduced formal logic, including the famous syllogism: all humans are mortals. Socrates is human. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. This wasn't just clever reasoning. It was a system that allowed humans to test arguments for validity, separating truth from persuasion. Aristotle also categorized knowledge into disciplines: physics, the study of nature; biology, classification of living beings; metaphysics, the study of being itself; ethics and politics, how humans should live together. In biology, Aristotle personally dissected animals and recorded observations with astonishing accuracy. Some of his classifications lasted until modern science replaced them centuries later. Central to his philosophy was the idea of causality, the belief that everything has causes. Aristotle identified 4 causes. Material cause, what it's made of; formal cause, its structure; efficient cause, what brings it into existence; final cause, its purpose. This idea shaped Western thought for over 1,000 years. Aristotle didn't just want to know that things exist, he wanted to know why they exist and what they are for. In doing so, he gave humanity tools to understand the universe as an ordered, intelligible system. Chapter 3: Ethics, Politics, and the Good Life, Aristotle's Lasting Legacy. For Aristotle, knowledge without wisdom was incomplete. The ultimate question was not what can we know, but how should we live? In his Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle argued that the highest human goal is eudaimonia, often translated as happiness, but better understood as human flourishing. This is not pleasure, wealth, or fame. It is living in accordance with virtue. Virtue, Aristotle said, is a mean between extremes. Courage lies between cowardice and recklessness. Generosity lies between stinginess and excess. Moral excellence is not automatic, it is cultivated through habit. In politics, Aristotle viewed humans as social animals. He believed the purpose of the state was not power, but the moral development of its citizens. Good laws should shape good character. Unlike idealists, Aristotle studied real constitutions and governments. He compared monarchies, aristocracies, and democracies, recognizing strengths and weaknesses in each. His political realism still influences modern constitutional thinking. Aristotle died in 322 BCE, but his legacy did not fade. His works were preserved by Islamic scholars, revived in medieval Europe, and integrated into modern philosophy and science. Today, when we reason carefully, seek balance, study nature, or debate ethics, we are knowingly or not thinking with Aristotle. Final closing thought. Aristotle did not give humanity final answers. He gave us something greater, a way to ask better questions. And that may be the most powerful legacy any thinker can leave behind.